Namaste. Good morning, beautiful people. Thank you so much for joining me on our little journey through June. 20 minutes of yoga every day is our little commitment to ourselves, our little space. This one today is request. I do take requests. This one's for my bro, Mike, in Toronto, Canada, who said, I'll do it, Michelle, if you give us a little bit of beginners. So today is for complete beginners, and beginners is for everybody, because even those of us that have been practicing for years, it's a good idea to revisit the premise of yoga. Sometimes we can get a little bit excited and want to do more and more and more. Yoga is always at the heart of it, doing less. So let's just check in a little bit and just see how we go. So let's get started. Let's not waste a minute. This is barefoot yoga, so shoes off and socks, even if it's cold where you are. Shoes and socks off and just finding yourself. There's nothing else. Even if you don't have a mat, just grab a hunk of floor. You're going to be okay. And let's get started. So coming into cross legs. This is called Sukhasana, easy pose. You might have their feet under the knees. You might even want to sit up on a cushion if it's not comfortable for you to sit with cross legs for a little while. Over time, I'm going to just bring those heels in front. And the one thing I want you to do is get onto your fingertips here, rock into them to pick the bot up, and then drop your hips back down. Just drop the butt. And your pelvis will align itself. This is my main premise for all of yoga, is we're just inviting our body to come into our awareness. We want our body, we want to be friends with it. So we're going to allow it, invite it to make these moves. We're not going to ask it, we're just going to invite it and ask it to come along with us. So just sitting up nice and tall, which means imagine that your spine is just sitting right over the top of your hips, right over the top of your heart, and your head sits right over the top as well. Imagine that you've got a headlight, torchlight shining through the crown of your head, and it's shining up into the universe, and you just feel drawn towards it. Maybe you can see it as a magnet that just wants you to be attracted to grow up and out of into the universe. So just find the place here where this feels super comfortable. Make sure you're not reaching for the stars, but there's a little bit of niceness in there, some gorgeousness that feels good. And I'd invite you to slowly just close your eyes, and I want you to soften all of your face. Imagine you're even smiling a little bit to yourself, because that relaxes all the muscles through your jaw. And let's just be for a moment. I want you just to feel the weight of your body resting on the earth, the weight in your legs. Pay attention to your glorious lifting spine. This feels light, it feels free, and it feels comfortable. Your brain is just saying, yeah, hi, thanks for showing up. That's it. If this is all we got to this morning, tick. We're going to tick all our boxes, but it's not. So now what I want you to think about is I want you to see if you can just pay attention to your breathing. We're going to take a big breath in through both our nostrils. And just when you think you follow your breathing all the way, and just when your body tells you it's time to start breathing out, that's when I want you to start breathing out. You're just coming along for the journey. Oh, we'll get to over the month, I'll show you some really cool breathing stuff. But for now, I just want you to just let your breath come and go, and I just want you to be aware of it. So as soon as your lungs feel full, let's take another one. As soon as your lungs feel full, notice how you are immediately alerted to the fact that now it's time to exhale and breathe it out. And you just ride it. It's like sitting on a ride at the Adventure World or something. You're just riding along. I'm coming along for the ride. And that's exactly what we're going to do with the body. Let's get into the body now, beautiful. So we're going to invite our body and spine to just come along for the ride. We're not going to force it to do anything. There's no forcing. So inhale. We're going to bring these arms up. Make sure we're not jamming. We're just nice and loose. We've got room. We can move. We can breathe. We can think. We're not stuck. I'm going to take a big breath in. And as we breathe out, we're just going to start to glide forward, invite our body to move to where it needs to. Our hands are going to land, hands at shoulder distance. And just let that head just rest down between your shoulders, nothing dramatic. Don't let your head hang off your spine. There's a little bit of awareness in there. But we're just going to sink down into our hips, our sitting bones, and just invite our spine to just lengthen out, imagining our torchlight shining through the crown of our head, lighting the way forward. And we're just feeling what our body says feels good for us, whether you're all the way down or whether you're up here on the fingertips tuning in. Taking a nice big breath in, and we're going to slide those arms over to the side, keeping the arms or the hands at shoulder distance. And we'll just have a little stretch out. Keep anchoring down through that left hip, making sure you're not tipping. So you want to get that stretch all the way through and just see how it feels. We are just waiting a little bit for the body and the brain to talk to us. Back to the center, taking a big breath in. And as we breathe out, we're going over to the left-hand side now. Just sinking into it, waiting. When your body hears that you are listening, it responds. And it's about making the connection, the communication back in. That's what yoga is making space to be heard and seen a little bit. Inhale back to the center and reach it forward. Check it out. Can you see? We've only done about 3 minutes and already can you see how much further forward your spine just wants to go there? It's attracted to it. All right, let's open up the chest and heart so we can breathe a bit more. So bringing the hands back, fingers facing towards your body, hands at shoulder distance. And we're going to imagine our torchlight in our hearts now. So we're going to lift and shine our beautiful heart light up into the universe. Now, we're working on the chest and shoulders here, but with your head, guys, keep it really neutral. Only if you feel really comfortable, sometimes your head can come back. But for today, it's beginners. So let's just keep our chin and just make sure we're inviting our body. We're not trying to force it to do anything. And we're listening to what our body is saying to us that feels good, that feels like there's ease. There's a word in yoga, it's called stira, the ease. And that's what we're looking for in all of our postures. Ease and steadiness coming all the way back up. All right, let's pop a gorgeous little bit more of a side stretch in here. So arms up to raise the energy. And as we exhale, we're just going to follow our body. Keep those hands at shoulder distance. Follow your body over to the side, down onto the hand or the elbow. And just falling through. We are not trying to stretch ourselves into. There is this gorgeous marriage in yoga between awareness and suppleness. So we're just watching a lot of what's happening back up to the center. That's why we're not moving fast. Can you see how slowly we're kind of moving? So the body has time, and the body has time to get there, and our mind, our brain has time to make that journey with us. And that's the real difference to the rest of our life, where we often move without thinking, don't we? Turn the palm and inhale all the way back up to where we started. And as we exhale, we're going to bring that left hand on top of our right knee, our right hand next to the hip. We're going to invite the spine to make a little twisting journey here. So soften the shoulders, soften your jaw, and as you inhale, your torchlight in the crown of the head up to the universe. So we're going to rise up and invite the spine to lift. And the next time you exhale, just see how that feels. Notice what happens. And see if you can really get into this glorious practice of just following your breathing and to decide what to do in your body. Your breath will give you the guide. Your breath is your guide. Wherever you are, every time you breathe in, you feel yourself lift. And as you breathe out, you just feel that little bit more suppleness. Inhale, look forward, and nice and gently unfold those arms. Let's travel over to the other side. Just a little bit of an anchor with the hand on the knee. Inhale, torchlight, crown of the head shining to the universe. And as we exhale, so I know this as beginners, the biggest wisdom I can give you guys is to learn to tune into your body and make the moves with your intuition. What feels right for you. Because it's really, I think it's really presumptuous of me to tell you how you should move your body. Because you are the only person that knows how your body feels and the journey your body has made to this point. So totally in your hands to be listening. My job is just to give you the space and the time to do it, yeah? So let's keep going over. We're going to roll over onto our knees and our hands. Our hips are going to sit directly over our knees. Our shoulders, elbows and wrists are going to be stacked over each other. And we're going to make a little bit of cat and cow. So we're going to take a big breath in. We're going to shine our heart light, our torch light, out to the ceiling from our heart. And as we take our big exhalation, we're going to round it. This is the cat. We're going to tuck that tailbone under. And the head is just going where you feel it should go. Let's go one more time. Inhaling and exhale. So when you really connect to the breath, which is the ultimate goal, you'll notice that you will desire, you will want to actually just move a little slower. Because yoga is delicious, and with ease, we want to actually feel our movement. Good. And coming back to neutral, how does that feel? It's a great idea. Once we start to get a bit of movement, to check in and say, how does this feel today? All right, goody, goody, goody. Let's get into our hips just a little bit. So we're going to come back up onto our knees and our hands. I'm going to see if we can just float this right foot forward. Just kind of swing it around and follow your hip wherever that goes to. On your fingertips, so you can anchor yourself, you're going to take a nice big breath in. And as we breathe out, we're just going to sink into our hips just a little bit. Keep the heart shining forward like your torch light. We don't want to shut that light down. We want it to shine brightly. And just check in with the hips here. Very slowly. Use your hands to push the hips back, and we're going to go round that hip again and bring the knee back. Swapping over, we're going to scoot that left hip around, or the left leg. Stay on the fingertips so you feel nice and anchored. Take a nice big inhale. We do it all on the breath, guys. And as we exhale, just sink those hips forward. Keep the heart light shining. And you're just feeling yourself sitting in those hips, those tight muscles. You're just waiting for them just to have a little bit of softness to them. Shoot the hips back so you're nice and neutral, and scoot that leg around the hip joint. And let's take big toes together. We're just going to take the hips down now, sinking into it. And I want you to melt into the earth, bringing your hairline down and just keep melting. Gravity, despite what people tell you, gravity is your friend and it wants to invite you to connect back to the earth. So really sink into it. Invite your body to have the softness and the looseness to go with you. And it's this gentle, nurturing style of working with your body and not against it that'll get you flowing, so that you feel really good about what you're doing on your yoga mat. All right, my beautiful. So this time coming up, and you're going to come up onto the knees. Again, the hips stacked over the knees. This is called, I call this the coffee table. Wrists, elbows and shoulders stacked and connecting to the earth. So spread your fingers out really wide, yeah? Middle finger about 12 o'clock. All right. Now, probably the first real yoga pose. I reckon everyone in the world's possibly done this one, a bit of down dog here. So we're going to tuck our toes under. And we're just going to press into the pads of the toes and push down into our hands. And let those hips rise up to the ceiling. Keep your heels up and just get a little feel for it. Maybe you feel like you want to sink that right heel and pick it up, and then have a little bit of a bicycle to just tune into the legs a little bit and just check it out. See how that all feels in there. Beautiful. Now, looking up, you're going to scoot forwards into a bit of a plank, drop down onto the knees, big toes together, and just see if you can come and just sit yourself up. We'll just have a little moment in between. Because here's one of the things, we're going to do that one more time, have another little go. Congratulations, you're on your journey with yoga now, and you'll probably do hundreds and thousands of down dogs in your yoga time on your mat from here on in. So how to be friends with down dog? Here's the thing you need to know about yoga. In order to rise up off the mat, we press down and away from the earth, and we use that lifting sensation. So rather than feel like we're being stuck in place, so here's what I want you to do. We're going to try that one more time. And when we're taking off, we press down and we straighten those arms. We feel like we are drawing away, and it'll give you this oozy light sensation. You feel like you're floating on air. And that's what we yogis, are really chasing, is this adorable feeling of totally being completely at peace in your body with the world around you. So here we go. Let's have another little go at making this down dog feel amazing. So our hands are at shoulder distance. Our shoulders are at shoulder distance. We're going to press into the hands, remember. So we'll firstly get into a position where you're tucking your toes under. Now we're going to take off. So in order to get these hips up, we're going to press down. So we're going to press into the hands, and we're going to press into the feet. And we're going to have a couple of moments here to just be nice and steady. And check it out. See how it feels. Feel like you've got space. Your shoulders are at shoulder distance. Downward dog over time will absolutely, completely become your friend. It'll be delicious. All right, looking up at your hands, we're going to drop back down into our little coffee table. And actually you can keep those toes tucked under. And if you feel good, we're going to come up onto the toes. Oh, if you've been wearing shoes a lot, This is probably super painful. If you want to stay on the hands, that's cool as, but see how it feels, because our posture comes from our feet. So with yoga, the beauty is we attend to everything from the tip of your finger to the little toe. All right, if this is feeling good, if you want to use your hands wherever, so maybe you want to come onto the hands and roll over those feet, come into a little squat. Keep the heart open, torchlight of the heart is shining. You can bring the hands to the heart to remind you of that. And if you've got the strength and you'd like to just push on up and rise up using the strength of your legs, go for it, all the way up. And let's keep going. Let's connect through the feet. Really spreading out the toes, connecting to the earth. And let's inhale. Keep those hands at shoulder distance. And let's repeat a couple of things up here. This is a beautiful extended mountain pose. And hands back together and back down by your heart. Let's bring those toes and heels touching, hands down by the sides into Samasthita here. Mountain pose, and just find your feet. Know where you are, feel them. Press out through the pads. The base of the big toe and the base of the little toe. Arches lifted, legs gorgeous, torchlight shining to the universe. So we literally feel like we're being attracted up. Like a UFO, beaming us up, Scotty. And that's how we start to find growth and movement within ourselves. Let's have a little bit of a stretchy here. I'm going to show you one of the foundations. I'm going to come sideways because it'll be easier for you to see. So one of our main foundations for beginners is how to forward bend. Now forward bend is inverting. It's taking our head lower than our heart. Super calm and restful, changes our blood pressure, tells our brain we're fabulously safe, and we start to feel, induce the relaxation response. But as a beginner, it can be a bit challenging. So I want you to remember your hips are where your leg bone, your pelvis fits over your leg bone. So they're down here, not these hip bones up here at the top, but down below. So you can even put your hands into those creases. Heart light shining, so don't let your torch, your lamp go out. And as we exhale, we're going to lead with the heart. And you can have a little bit of a bend in the knees, a little bit of softness. Wherever your body says to go, that's where you go. Wherever you are, you can hold on to those elbows. If your hands can touch the mat, you can hold on to the back of your legs. And I want you to just be here, guys. Grounded through your feet so you feel steady. And even close your eyes if you like. You can have a little, you'll feel yourself perhaps slightly swaying. You're not forcing yourself forward. You are just here and inviting your body to just fall into this position. Glorious. This gets super comfortable the more you do it and the more you understand it. Bring your hands to your heart to come up. And as you inhale, you're going to just look up a little bit first. And then you won't see stars, even though we're looking to the universe. Heart light up, torch light on. And so we can always find our way. And hands back by the sides. Doesn't that feel amazing? Yes, it does. I know. All right, beautiful. Now, what else are we going to do? And we're just going to, because we're repeating what we've just done in our seated practice. So we're just going to turn those right toes out and the left toes out. I want you to keep both legs beautiful and straight. Pressure even through the feet. We're going to inhale, take the arms out. And keeping both legs straight, we're going to follow our body wherever our body says it needs to go. We're coming over into triangle, Trikonasana. Both feet steady, both legs steady, and just inviting your body. You may be something perhaps more up here, wherever your body says. That's all that your brain is interested in. Inhale, coming up. And we're just going to float your feet, change over, think about the other side. So both legs straight, breathe in. And as we breathe out, we're just rolling over to the other side. And just inviting our body to fall into the place we find ourselves. Beautiful, well done. Turn the palm and scoop yourself all the way back up. Glorious. And we're going to walk our feet back together. Hands at the heart, soften the shoulders and the face. Hands down by your sides. Beautiful. All right. We're going to hit the mat again. So today I'm just going to ask you to just simply sit yourself back down. We are going to do a little bit of seated work, which gives us a really nice sense of feeling grounded. I want to put a twist back into, because I want to finish off our spine work. We've had elongation, we've had a side stretch. So let's pop a little twist in. We'll pop a little twist in using a little bit of legs. It'll be a bit exciting. Bending up both your knees. You're going to bring your left foot, reach your hand underneath. I know you've got to use your brain. You do have to use your brain just a little bit sometimes. And scoop your left leg underneath your right. And then with your right ankle, step it over. So it looks something like this. Now you're going to give yourself a big hug. So this left arm is going to hug your knee. Right hand next to the hip. Inhale, torchlight to the ceiling, shining bright. And as you exhale, just feel your body melting around, keeping your spine, your torchlight up, lifting up, and just breathe in. See what happens when you remind yourself to think about the breath and let the body do and be where it is. Inhale, look forward, and nice and gently unfold. So we're going to unfold the legs, come back to this. Don't try not to think. Just scoop that left hand under. Right leg comes out. You're not sitting on it. The toes are pointing out to the side. Left foot steps over the little hug. So we're going to bring that elbow crease around. It's inhale up. And as you exhale, just see where you want to go. See where you are right now. And your spine will thank you. Keep that torchlight shining. And very slowly, just looking forward again. Check it out. Let's bring those legs back together in nice, easy cross legs. Ease the easy pose, which will get easier every time you come in and do it. Let's let those shoulders soften down, resting the hands onto the tops of the knees. We're kind of going to check in here. And just very slowly, if you feel good about it, just slightly close your eyes. Let your face be soft, your jaw, your mouth, your tongue. Half a little smile to yourself, your gorgeous body for just coming along for the ride. This is yoga should feel like. Let's take hands to the heart here. Your practice, welcome to so exciting getting on a yoga journey. If this is the first time or maybe you're just tuning back in, yoga is just a way of checking back in, a bit of space for your brain and your heart and your body to talk to each other and be heard. And so your body will just say thank you. Thank you for finally listening to what I need. So from my heart to your heart, namaste. Have a glorious day, and you can do all that again. You know, that's why it's here. So you can repeat it or join me tomorrow for something new and something different. Namaste.